For those of you who are just joining in, my name is Rebecca Goldman, and I'm the owner of Taking the Wheel Consulting. And I'm doing a 30-day live challenge. So for the next, 26 days, I'll be going live on social media every day, talking about different topics that I think some of you guys could be struggling with. And I'm open to topics as well. If anybody out there is, looking for advice or wants me to address anything, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. But I'm doing this because right now, I think more than ever, it's just really important to put ourselves out there. Everything's kind of slowly opening back up. So as business owners in the food and beverage industry, I think it's going to be really important that you're connecting with your community, letting them know you're back up and running, you're open for possibly dining in or whatever your new business model is. Maybe you're rolling out a new menu, maybe you're rolling out a new ambiance, or you've completely, switched what you're doing. Now is a good time to just connect with everybody. Hi, Jack. That's my dad.
Nikkei Sushi is with us on Instagram.
Who?
Nikkei Sushi.
Hi. So today I'm talking about something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, and it's asking for help. I'm going to kind of go back and tell some stories. When I first took over as executive chef of the catering company I was working at for a long time, one of the things that I knew was that I had a big job, and I had a lot of people relying on me to do a good job. There was hundreds of employees that were counting on me to make the right decision every single day. So it was bigger than me. A large portion of the business, fell on me and fell on the decisions that I made. And it was really important to me to do a really good job. So I knew from the beginning, I was gonna have to ask for help. I knew that, even though it was uncomfortable at times, even though sometimes it made me feel insecure, I knew that this was bigger than me. When I first took over, I had no clue how to write a pack sheet. So we were in catering, off-premise catering. And so we would have to write pack sheets for our event chefs. And I didn't know how to do that. I had no clue what they could possibly need or want. And so I called an old chef that worked for us. And I said, hey, Dave, do you mind coming in and helping me write these pack sheets? I could just really use some help because I don't want to send too much, and I don't want to be in a situation where these chefs can't execute what we need them to execute. And you want to know what he said? Absolutely, no problem. So it's those kinds of things. It's knowing that you don't have to know everything in order to be an expert in what you do. In fact, you're more of an expert if you're willing to reach out and ask for help. I used to tell my chefs, my baby chefs, my growing into big chefs, I used to tell them, you want to know the difference between a cook and a chef? And when I will give you that title is when I know that you're ready to ask for help. One of my girls, I'll never forget, we had a plate up for 600 people, and we split up. So I took the cold food, and she did the desserts because she was my pastry chef at the time, pastry cook. She was earning her pastry chef title. And I said to her, I said, listen, we're short staffed today. I'm going to give you a whole team. I need you to handle this, but don't hesitate to ask for help. If you think you're not going to make it on time, I want you to come grab me. And you want to know what she did? She came and got me with an hour left. She knew that where she was at, she wasn't going to make it in time. So she didn't wait till the very last second and panic. She came and got me an hour beforehand, and she said, I could be overthinking this, but I just don't want to be in a situation where I make the wrong call. Can you help me? And I said, absolutely. The next day, I gave her pastry chef title because I knew that she understood it. I used to call the old executive chef, the guy who I replaced, and ask for help all the time. Hey, I have a huge party. I don't know how to portion it. I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm not. But at the end of the day, I want to make the best decision. asking for help. And and then receiving it. It's okay to ask for help. Yesterday, um, yesterday, a really good friend of mine who's doing a really great thing. She's doing a buy one, donate one to a frontline worker. So she's selling a banana bread, and for each one that's sold, she's going to donate it. And she said, "Hey, do you mind just reaching out to some people and seeing if they would be interested? I really want to get to a certain number so that this can be really impactful. And I'd like to be able to do this again. So the more people that know about it, the better." I said, "Absolutely." I called my neighbors, I called my entire family. Everybody was like, "Absolutely, we would love to help." So I think it's just getting over the insecurity of asking for help that can catapult you into who you're supposed to be. I was good at my job because I knew what I knew what I knew, and I knew what I didn't know, and I knew when to ask for help. And as I got stronger and as I learned more, so did my team. Because we weren't just walking around going, maybe this is the right choice, maybe this isn't the right choice. We were communicating with one another. We were asking for help from one another, and we were trusting each other. And right now, with kind of everything that's going on in this world, there's so many unknown answers. We're all just kind of going, I don't know, I don't know. So I'm gonna say, now's the time to ask. When I used to have a list of questions for the health inspector when he or she would show up at the door. I would be like, "Oh, thank God you're here. I got so many questions. What do I do with micros? What's the word or the rule on micros? Does it have to be a certain vendor? Is this supplier okay to be using it? What's the rule on our cooling process? We're cooling in large bins. Is it okay to be doing this?" I mean, I had a laundry list of things. What's the rule on coating chocolate? Does it have to stay refrigerated? Is it okay? Arizona's hot. And I, I became so knowledgeable because I was just willing to ask the question. When I knew I wanted to start taking the wheel consulting, first thing I did was reach out to a business coach, Star, my savior. And she walked me through step by step. This is what you need. This is how you're going to get there. I asked for help. And it doesn't make me feel, I mean, it did at one point in time. I remember being insecure at first. Now, oh my gosh, nope, never. I ask questions all day long. Is this how you do it? Is this right? Is this how do you like a Instagram? What do you do here? Right? Because I'm still learning. And I just want to say that to everybody right now. Ask for help, reach out, talk to your community, ask the questions. I mean, this might be a really good time if you're going to join me on this 30-day live challenge, which I hope that you are. Maybe reach out to your community and say, "Hey guys, would you mind sharing my business page?" Literally, people reach out to me all the time and ask that question. I'm like, absolutely, I would love to share. Would you mind sharing this post? Do you know anybody who could need this? Reach out to your community and say, "Hey, do you mind just sharing our business page or sharing this menu in some of the groups that you're in?" The one thing I've noticed recently, and maybe it's just because I have more time and I can think clearly, or I'm seeing the world in a different way, with all the chaos and madness and everything going on, I'm going to say this: there's so much good in this world if you just allow it in. I'm seeing people stepping up and helping others in ways that I've never seen before. What once could feel very doggy doesn't feel that way to me anymore. And I'm choosing to see it that way. There's so much good, and people are so willing to help. So when you're lost, when you don't know the answer, it's okay. Surround yourselves by experts. You hear me say that all the time. I know what I know, and I know what I'm good at. And I tackle certain things in my business, but I also partner with experts for a reason. Marketing ain't my thing. Okay? I don't get it. It's not my background. So I have an expert marketing director for that reason. You don't have to know everything to be good at your job. You don't have to know everything to be great or to make an impact in this world. You don't have to have all of the answers to reach your community. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to reach out and ask for help. You're still going to be who you are at the end of the day. Lead with integrity. Be transparent. And be honest with yourself. What do you know and what don't you know? And you're only going to learn if you're willing to accept that you don't know. So that's all I got for you guys today. And I hope that it was helpful, and I hope that it was inspirational. You know, I mean, for me yesterday, it just kind of felt like this had to be the topic today. I was seeing so many people reaching out and asking for help and how great it was for them, myself included. I must have made like 25 phone calls yesterday just being like, what do I do with this? Is this a good idea? Should I move on in this direction? And it's been great. So I hope that this helps.